Charter California edition. I'm Brad Pomerantz. Our guest, Steve Gesell. He's the police chief for San Luis Obispo, of course, and we thank you for joining us, sir. And there are some challenges when we look at the homeless population on the Central Coast. Give us a sense of the repetition of transient-related crimes that you see in SLO.
Sure, Brad. I've been here about a year and a half, and some of the questions that I asked very early on to try to better educate myself on this particular issue was I was trying to drill down and figure out calls for service, what the trending had been over the past 5 years, and what we found out were the calls for service involving the transient population have doubled in the last 5 years.
And what we understand is upwards of 80% of calls for service in the downtown area can be related directly to the homeless.
That's accurate. During the daytime hours in our downtown core, that would be accurate.
So you're looking to combat this problem, and you have developed a program. It has launched, or it's about to launch? It has launched.
It has.
And tell us, it's called the Community Action Team. 2 of your officers are heading it up. Tell us about the program.
Well, I'll start off with what I typically will tell the community in any type of forum that is discussing this topic is law enforcement can't do this alone.
Right.
It can't do anything alone without the community's assistance, and this is no different. So we're simply one stakeholder in potential solutions to problems. So our commitment here is we've never had a dedicated resource that's focused entirely on this. And when you have a trend, say if you had traffic fatalities double in that same amount of time, I can guarantee you that we would be putting more officers on motorcycles, and we would have more traffic officers. So the same concept here, where we are forming a 2-officer team, which we're calling our Community Action Team, and these will be our resident experts on this topic. They will interface with not only the transient population, but also all the other stakeholders, county mental health, the sheriff's department, and the social service providers.
But let me ask you about that transient population, because we've spoken before, and we know that this population is notoriously, if I can use that word, resistant to services. Not all, but it's just not a population that necessarily fears incarceration, necessarily is concerned with arrest, and so it presents different challenges.
Absolutely, and you know, our ultimate objective is to reduce the number of individuals from this demographic that actually enter the justice system. Our justice system, our jails are strained, our courts are strained, so we're really interested in collaborating with other stakeholders, including the business community, to really change the culture in San Luis Obispo and reduce the number of program-resistant individuals that come to the city.
But when you talk about partners, of course we think about our friends at the sheriff's office, and that's the primary place of incarceration through the sheriff's department. But we know the sheriff's department is facing its own challenges. It runs the county jails, which are
routinely at capacity.
Right, routinely at capacity, and for reasons including prison realignment. So when you have a population that doesn't mind getting rearrested, you have a sheriff's department that is just trying to manage its system. How do you handle that partnership?
Well, and again, I think the solution for us is we're dealing with very scant resources in this county, and we're talking about individuals that have substance abuse challenges, mental health challenges. We're in a county that has no detox facility and a very weak fabric of care in regard to mental health capacity. And when you talk about the number of individuals migrating here, it becomes very, very challenging. So what our intent is to do, again, is to not only focus on enforcement, but also collaboration and find ways to change the culture to reduce the environment that currently exists, which is, quite frankly, it's an enabling environment to this subset of individuals.
His name is Steve Gesell. He's the police chief for San Luis Obispo. Thanks for watching Charter California Edition. Back to HLN.